to the Realness Radio podcast. We back in this bad boy again. What we talking about today, my guy?
Hey, how you doing, y'all? We are talking about, who would we vote for? You gonna vote for a celebrity to govern your town? I don't know. We can speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What else we got? We got some Usher bucks again.
Yep. We got Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah.
We got Jake Paul, and then we spend a good amount of time talking about, once again, one of our favorite movies that we finally have watched, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal friggin' Kombat.
So stay tuned after the intro song, and we'll get into the episode.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
Realer than real.
You're now tuned into the Realness Radio podcast.
I got you stuck off the realness.
Realness.
Y'all feel me? Y'all feel. Y'all definitely feel.
And we're live in this bitch. What up, dog?
What's up, homie?
How you been, bro?
Good. Chilling, bro.
How's the week treating you?
Week's treating me well, my guy.
You know what? We might as well just off the top talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul got another one, dog.
Jake Paul got another one, what?
A W, dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. I thought you were talking maybe he already got like another fight coming up.
Nah, dog,
with some other fool.
He got a dub, dog.
He got that dub hard.
He got a dub in the game.
I always feel like this shit is hindsight 2020, but
Right.
like thinking about how we were talking about it leading up to the fight and
Right.
what has conspired. What do you feel? What are you feeling about the whole thing?
Okay, so I have mixed emotions, right? So I'm thinking, part of me is like, man, dude's doing a real good job,
Mm-hmm.
and he is delivering on some of that shit that he said he was gonna do, right?
Yes.
Same token, I'm like, hey, man, but he's also not really fighting dudes who are like extraordinary boxers. You know what I mean?
But I'm okay with that.
I'm
here's why I'm okay with that.
Let me hear it.
Because, all right, we all start somewhere, right? We
Right.
all start somewhere, and he's getting some fights under his belt. Yes, we'd probably like to see him fight better, maybe like lower tier professional boxers, but he's getting some stuff under his belt, that opportunities that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily have just starting off in their careers. He's fighting these people who are actual like athletes, I would say.
I would agree. I definitely would agree on that. I mean, he is. It's like it's fucking Toretto, dude. A win's a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter if it's an inch and a mile. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He wins.
Yes.
And he's getting his reps in for sure.
Yes.
And we can't take that away from him. I can't be mad at him for that.
But I do want to see more of a challenge.
I want to see more
this
of
next
a challenge.
one. I want to see a legit challenge,
like a legit challenge and a legit underdog boxer.
yes,
You know what I mean? Just because the only thing that's contrary to that, and that is the letdown to that, is that he has more of him and his brother have this big mouth attitude. So you really want to see them put that money where your mouth is against somebody who could really, really, be a showstopper.
walk the walk,
Talk the talk. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And maybe having a slice of humble pie will put him in that place where he is boxing dudes that he should be boxing. But I mean, like you said, I can't take it away from him. Reps are reps. And I mean, dude, it was quick.
It was hella quick.
It was quick.
So here's my other thing.
Okay.
Before the fight, everybody's like, you're talking about a seasoned MMA fighter. Doesn't matter if he's a wrestler, this or that. Jake Paul cannot hang with this guy. This
Right.
was the talk, right?
Right.
He's a douchebag. He's going to get knocked out. He's going to, after round 4,
Dana White. Dana White.
You know what I'm saying? Dana White.
Lost $1 million on it.
I thought, didn't he put the 2 on it?
I lost $2 million.
I think he put the 2 on it with Snoop.
Okay.
But anyway, so, and then after the fight, what happens? Everybody's talk switches up.
Yeah.
Oh, he looked like a bum. He did this. And then all the excuses start coming out. And it's like,
well, what if he wrestled him? He should have wrestled him.
yeah. And just all this shit. But it's like, And then people are saying, oh, it's a fixed fight. What do you think about this fixed fight?
I don't think it's a fixed fight.
I don't think it's a fixed fight. People are saying Askren may be smart to get out with a large amount of money and just take a fucking dome shot and hit the canvas. You know what I'm saying? But
we couldn't take out the idea of that like old school boxing take a dive. You know what I mean? We couldn't take that out of the equation. But I also don't think that Ben Askren would. But
Right.
I mean, he could if he really wanted to take a dive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But either way,
if you were in
it's
that
a win.
position,
It's a
would
win
you
of a double W, dog.
would you ever take a dive just to get out of a fight clean and like would you want that reputation?
No.
Would you want that?
No.
That's my point. Is like
Not if I was
not if you're
already,
a real fighter.
Exactly. Not if I was an already accomplished fighter.
Yeah.
And I had already had fights under my belt and this
Right.
was what I did.
Yeah.
Then no, dude. Like it'd be more likely that like a Jake Paul would take a dive
Right.
because he has less to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You know, I know I wouldn't. I don't think that theory is too legit.
I don't think it is.
I think it's just like any UFC, any boxing match, anytime you can get caught.
Mhm.
And he
you
got
also
caught.
got to think, fucking Jake Paul is a lot bigger than that fool.
Yeah, he got caught. I mean, he got outboxed. Okay, you want to put facts to the matter. I mean, he is a wrestler.
Yeah.
He is an MMA fighter, so he does have some stand-up game.
Oh yeah.
But clearly, he wasn't as prepared boxing-wise to box this kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And proof was in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
It
was good.
just really happened. Didn't somebody just call him out? Didn't I just send you that?
I want to say Tyrone Woodley.
Somebody just called him out.
I think there's a prospect of Tyrone Woodley fighting. But again, now we're still talking MMA, and I want to see him more in the boxing world.
There was a boxer that said that I thought I sent it to you. There was a boxer that said that he couldn't do that shit with him. It was like Maidana or somebody. He was like, you couldn't do that shit to me.
Oh, that was
Who was it?
You know, I think I posted something about that too. It wasn't Masvidal, was it?
I want to say I could have been Masvidal.
Yeah, because I think Masvidal was actually helping him train and doing shit like that.
It was somebody that was like a big boxer that was like, that shit, you wouldn't have done that shit to me. Like, come play over here with me.
Yeah, I didn't grow up on Disney Channel. I grew up in a boxing gym. Yeah.
Yes, it was that.
Yeah, it was
comment.
Masvidal. Yeah.
Yeah, then it was Masvidal.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's the
Dog,
that's
Masvidal
the one.
came up with fucking Kimbo Slice. I
Yep.
remember watching that fool back in the day, scrapping people twice his size and just taking it to him.
So that's the way to go. Like, that's, you know what I mean? I want to see that kind of a fight, because you know what I mean. That's what we're talking. Now we're talking a fight. Now we're talking some boxers, or at least somebody.
I think it could build up to that. I want to see him fight someone of his own skill set at the moment.
He's got to do 2 more before that one.
Oh, at least.
But you got to have like the prospects. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
they're up to doing this. 2 more fights. Let's get 2 more. And even if it's 2 more retired boxers, get one of the retired boxers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let him have a retired boxer, dude. Somebody's just like,
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm willing to get up in there and get this 2 M's out of it.
Put Oscar De La Hoya's old ass in there.
dog,
fool,
you know,
just
De La Hoya's
knock
like,
the mariachi out of him.
exactly, dog. They'll will him in there, dude. Put his arms up and shit, and then we'll just have at it, dude. I feel like that would be the way to go if we wanted to start being like, okay, he can fight a real boxer. Okay, it's a boxer who's like, you know, a little past their prime, but it's a real fight. You know what I mean? And those lead ups, and then get him some real, like, oh my God, fights.
I wonder if Bernard Hopkins would be game.
See, like someone like that. There you go.
Because I think even B-Hop I think he's even played with the idea of coming back out of retirement
He did.
fight.
Well,
with
after
somebody else.
Tyson.
Yeah.
After Tyson, everyone's been talking about that. So come on, dog. That shit would be perfect for him, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, you got a retired champ, dude who's good. Really, like, this is a chance for you to really, like, show your fruits against a real boxer who knows how to step, knows how to sidestep, knows how to, you know, shoot the punches. I mean, just knows it.
Right.
Knows the game.
Yep.
That would be the bee's knees.
Phenomenal, yeah.
So, I mean, the internet was eating it up, so I was entertained for a minute.
Same.
I was entertained for a minute. I mean, it happened so fucking quick. I think I was talking to you, and then it was like, oh, it's done.
I know.
And
I was at
like,
work. I was literally like, I'd pull out my phone and look at Facebook real quick just to see if anybody had, like, you know, put the knockout out,
Yep.
and there it was, and I was like, oh, boom, there it is.
There it is. It's done
There it's
already.
done.
I looked it up and then I was like, damn, that shit had barely hit Twitter.
Yep.
I didn't know this. I sent this to you. This is a random factoid that I ran into. U.S. honey still contains traces of radioactive fallout from nuclear bomb testing in the 50s and 60s.
I did read
Studies
that.
have found. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. So honey.
So honey still has traces of radioactivity, nuclear fallout.
Is this somewhere specific in like the world or the country, or?
Honestly, I did not really read too heavily.
Yeah, it does. It says U.S. honey still.
Yeah,
contains
still
traces.
contains. Yeah, it's the United States.
Well, so I wonder how that permeates through the generation of bees, or it's just the pollen, huh? I guess it's from the plants.
It's just from the plants.
It's from the plants.
The plants are still
Yeah.
contain that. I wonder if that makes the bees like super bees.
Yeah, dude.
Can they really talk and they just don't want to talk to us? Is that what's really going on? They've been mutated from this nuclear fallout, and they
That's
just
what. It's probably where them death hornets came from.
yeah,
dude.
no, the murder hornets.
The
They're
murder
testing
hornets.
them.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes who have the nuclear fallout go into them.
Yeah.
Dude, guys, look out for those fucking murder hornets, man. They're out there. They got that nuclear fallout shit.
Hell no.
Yo, you know, anytime that, you have a rough time in life, people are down and out.
Mm.
Some people have struggled from the Rona and they need to find a job.
Absolutely.
Guys, H&M
I love this.
is launching a 24-hour free suit rental service for men who are looking for a job and need interviews clothes.
Bless H&M.
Bless H&M. So if you need to go ahead and get that job and you got them baggy ass pants in the back and you was gonna wear them, hit up H&M. You can rent a tuxedo with something, a nice suit for 24 hours, and you can get that job, player.
I think I've only hit up H&M over just the last 2 years, and that's the spot, man.
I love H&M, bro.
It's like a high-end Ross, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as prices go, they got good prices.
They got great price. Like, dude, you
know
can
what
get
I'm
a
saying?
pair of like men's
It's new
joggers
shit, but
for
it's
like
like hella cheap.
hella cheap, bro, for like $11, $10. You know what I mean? If it's just some like basic ones, something fancy is like $23. You know what I mean? It's like a good price.
No, I was getting some shorts the other day, like $11.
You
for
know
some
what I mean?
dope shorts.
It's
Some jorts.
It's some jorts.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? It's some jorts. This is fucking 1953. Some fucking jorts.
Yeah.
Man, a funny ass video I ran across on WorldStar was Nelly getting the Usher bucks.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Oh, dog, Nelly getting the Usher
Them U
bucks.
bucks.
He's like, I got mine from the source. And then Usher's in the background, and he kind of has that face like, God, this is going to hit the internet again.
You know those things are worth something now, though.
You know there were something.
Like if
and
you were to get your hands on a U-Buck, like you could probably sell that bitch on,
you could.
on
You
Amazon
know
or some
good
shit.
and goddamn well.
Yeah.
Especially if like Nelly signs his Usher bucks.
Yeah.
Or Usher signs his Usher bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, them niggas gonna make some money off that. But it looked like his face in it just looked like, man.
He's
Why
like,
did you
"This
have to do
fool."
that? Why did you have to do that? Why did you? It's been a week, man. Just let it alone.
He's
And
like,
he
this
wouldn't-
one was riding a stripper's ass crack.
You know what I mean? He wouldn't let it alone, dog. That shit was hilarious.
Her name is Star. She liked to flex her butthole. She signed it right here. $27,000 for a U-Buck.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to go political for like 3.5 seconds,
Go
just
for
because this was trending on Twitter, and it's real. Caitlyn Jenner.
Mm.
I'm running for governor of California.
Why?
That was my question.
She's
So if
really
you-
delusional.
We're a California resident.
Mm-mm.
Would you vote for Caitlyn Jenner?
Fuck no.
Do you think that she has a lot of good policies that she's going to stand on?
No, I mean, I don't get what the whole celebrity, political stance is. Why they feel like it's so necessary that I got to cross realms and like start to make change and make things happen. I mean, for some, maybe, yeah, if you're educated enough and maybe you went to law school or some shit, or like you've actually worked in your local government for some time and nobody really even knew about it, but you've been just making some moves. I know there's some people out there that are like that. And, but for someone to just be like, hey, I'm famous and I'm going to run, vote for me. Like, it's the same thing with The Rock. He did the same thing, made a post randomly. like, oh, people are joking that The Rock should run for president, but if I ever did, I'd be happy to serve my country and stuff like that. And it's like, even The Rock is he seems like a solid dude, you know what I'm saying? But I still don't necessarily know if I want him.
Well, I would agree as well, because the biggest thing that was kind of funny with The Rock and that whole thing happening, I think it's because everybody's been watching his show. And on his show, he is running for president.
Copy.
So on the show, he's
See,
The Rock.
I had no idea
running,
about like any show that was going on.
So the show that he has, which is called Young Rock, it's like on ABC or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show.
Okay.
And it's like showing him as a kid, as a teenager, and then like kind of going through the years. But in the show, The Rock in that world is running for president.
Okay.
And he's telling the story through interviews on his presidential campaign.
Right.
So he does these interviews with a bunch of people for his campaign, and he's telling stories that go into flashbacks of his life. So I think that's where it kind of came from, too, is that he was like, I'm going to run, because in the show he's running.
Yeah.
And people are very comfortable with the idea of The Rock running.
Do I like The Rock? Yes. Do I think
The
he
Rock.
has a strong like personality where he'd be firm and he'd be, pretty staunch in his approach?
Right.
Yes, but is there enough political background or policy background knowledge of these types of things for him to be effective? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that would be the question.
Yeah.
I mean, for y'all and Callie, I guess the thing would be, what is Caitlyn Jenner's platform?
Yeah.
What's she talking about?
Yeah. If she wants to be like, hey, Callie needs some reform,
Right.
maybe there's
Maybe
little
there's some
spark
there.
of hope in there.
Yeah, maybe there's something there, but I'm gonna let you know, as a Arizona resident, I'm not voting for her. I would not vote for her.
Hell no.
I don't want Hollywood mixed up into my politics, and then also kind of running the ground with this. Do they bring Keeping Up with the Kardashians' new spinoff show? Keeping Up with Governor.
Oh my good Lord.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeping
That would
Up
be
with
a
the
hit
Governor.
though.
It would be a huge hit.
Oh my
And
God.
it would be literally reality show.
Yeah.
It would be crazy, but like that governor also has to affect policy, and then be on the news and shit. And there's an earthquake, and it's like Governor Jenner.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. So the crazy thing is, and politics pretty well like I do, the popularity of someone sometimes, like our former president, can swing a vote quickly.
Yeah.
And in that state,
Drastically.
that family has a lot of
influence.
equity, where they can definitely leverage some of that influence to put one of them in an office. I mean, it might not be the biggest office in the land, which we clearly saw that wasn't happening, but doesn't say that can't get a governorship. And I think they're thinking, hey, man, Schwarzenegger can do it, so can we.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So I guess it comes down to all y'all out there. Y'all better start watching what the policy is and keeping up with that, because
yeah,
y'all
I hate to be so like idealistic sometimes, but it's just like I feel like we need a classic old school liberal for California, or maybe even somebody slightly on the conservative side. You know what I'm saying? Just to balance things out a little bit.
Well, I'm a little old school as well, but I like my politicians to be politicians, and I like my.
And I've heard you say this before. I'd rather have that old, old dude that's just the boring old guy.
I'd rather have the boring old guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the boring old guy's been doing this his whole life. And he understands the minutia of the conversation, where some of our celebrities and other people who come from outside the gambit go into a game that they do not understand, and they're not able to get into the game as well because they're from the outside. They don't understand. Well, sometimes the outside does affect change, and coming from the outside can, but not knowing the how to run the race doesn't help.
Yeah, and
so,
if you have a lot of status,
right,
you're gonna have to learn to like put your ego aside a little bit and be able to say, hey, I need to learn still. You know what I'm saying? And I have a lot to learn, and I'm gonna work at doing that.
Well, and it's also, there's a lot of, great things to be had with a transgender person, getting a high job like that, and such a high profile celebrity person, you know what I mean? But also you're going to have a very thick skin. Because now you're not only a huge celebrity, but you're going to go into the world of politics, and they're going to be making all the jokes. And if you think people make fun of you on Saturday Night Live now, this next
wait.
weekend,
Yeah.
there's already going to be some jokes. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I thought I'd pop that one in there because I thought it was interesting. It's been trending. I'm sure it's going to be a topic that we're going to be hearing more about, but I thought I'd, give our first thoughts on that one.
Yeah. And
so,
also on a little more somber note as well, it's been a rough week for fucking hip hop, dog.
well, it's been a rough week for music, man. We've lost
In general.
We've lost Black Rob this week.
Rob. We just lost Humpty.
We just
you know, Shock G. That was a huge
Shock
one,
G was
bro.
a hard one, man, because we didn't really expect that. I was watching it on Twitter, and I didn't expect that we lost Shock G. And, man, we just got off of the DMX, then Black Rob. I mean, that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Literally.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like, those tracks, you know what I mean? The Humpty Dance. I mean, we can't say enough about those three artists. We can't say enough. You will go to the club, you will go to the bar tonight, and you will hear at least two of those artists once tonight. Maybe not Black Rob because that's a little more hooded than y'all ready for. But, man, it is crazy that we're losing some legends right now. So back to back. They say things happen in triplicate, but damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah, man, that's
It was a trip too because I was listening to the Breakfast Club, which I don't normally do. Mm-hmm. But you know, DJ Envy threw on some dope old like Black Rob tracks that I just had not heard in a while, and he had a really hard style. Like I loved it. It was dope.
love Black Rob.
But they played like this like snippet of an interview with him, and I was pretty like heartbroken about it because it seemed like based on the interview, like he was homeless or something.
Right.
Like
he had fallen
nothing.
on hard times.
Yeah, had fallen on hard times. So I was like, damn, you know, it's like it's crazy. We put these people up on a pedestal. We see them as like superstars, and then you know, all of a sudden you realize that you know they've just been down and out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes we forget that after the career, they're people too, and sometimes people's careers weren't exactly what we thought they were. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? He may not have made the money and then got the royalties that we, thought, sometimes in hip-hop, and you find it in sports too, where young black men spend a lot of money, but they ain't a lot of saving going on.
Right.
So later on in their lives and careers, tend to have a little less than they did up front.
Oh yeah, because if you're not taught that, you're definitely not going to be good at it once you get a lot of it. So
well, yeah, you get a hood kid, and then you hit him with $50 million, and then what do you expect? Mm-hmm. No one's ever taught them how to save or how to make that money, make itself money, but they know how to get a nice car. Oh yeah. So that
I would say even the average person, like the average middle class person, they probably like be in shell shock. You know, like coming up on like a mill, like what the fuck do I even do with it and just blow it?
I'd be shell shocked right now.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm smarter than that, but I'm broke, y'all. Yeah. But let's take a break real quick, and then we're gonna come back and talk about something cool on an upbeat. What up, y'all? Let me tell you about another product I really like. This new thing I just found called Tappy. If you're an artist, if you're a business person, if you're anybody with anything that you want to share with people, maybe you're a designer, get this. It's a new business card. It's electronic. No paper, no thousands of cards in your pocket, just one. Anytime anybody asks, hey, what do you do, man? Pull it out, tap it on their phone. All the information's right there. Tappy. Go to our website at therealnessradiopodcast.com. Go all the way to the bottom and look at Tappy. Press get one, and you can order yours right now. Trust me, it's something you're interested in. Tappy. And we're back. So I know what you want to talk about, dog. I know you're ready for this.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes. One of us stayed up all night and watched it.
I totally fanboyed.
And the other one just finished it. Can you guess which one is which? I think you're going to be sadly opposite. Tony stayed up all night to watch Mortal Kombat.
Despite having planned watching it with my kids today.
But well, I mean, kids, smidge.
Yeah. Man, they didn't grow up playing Mortal Kombat. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Oh, man. So this will be, spoiler alert, we're not holding back. This will be spoilery, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to know what happens, do not comment later that you didn't. No, hey, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, push pause right now.
Get out. We'll see you on the next one. Now we're talking about Mortal Kombat. Yo, the graphics, off the chain.
Loved it.
Graphics were off the chain.
Yep.
The fight scenes. Oh my god,
Dude,
bro.
that first 7 minutes, even if you haven't seen the movie, the first 7 minutes that's out on the internet right now,
Oh, it's crazy.
will give you a rock hard.
You're already in.
You know, like
It's a nerd boner immediately.
Red Rocket.
Like, bro. I mean, because you really get the story of Scorpion's backstory. We get to
Exactly.
kind of like really see it. Where in other movies you don't really get to see it.
Nope.
And they gave us the whole backstory. And you know what's kind of cool is actually they gave it to us and then we didn't see him for a while. So we kind of got to marinate on the idea. And man, bringing Cole, which is basically the person that the audience is seeing or understanding Mortal Kombat through.
Right.
So for the non-game players, he is your way into the mythology because he is understanding the world of Mortal Kombat throughout the movie.
Yes.
And I mean,
You know what just to interrupt real quick,
Yeah,
what
get
I
in there.
loved about that first scene as well, the story between Sub-Zero and what I even liked is that, you know, Sub-Zero's Chinese and this fool's Japanese, and like
Oh, I
he
loved
doesn't
it.
even, like, it's
they
totally,
don't even understand each other.
but it also gives you a background not just on Scorpion, but Sub-Zero's cut across his eye, because you remember the one without the mask, the Mortal Kombat, and he has that like slice down his face?
I actually would give you a little hint.
Yeah.
That's actually Sub-Zero's brother.
Is that? Oh, the one with the
That's-
mask.
The one without
the mask.
The one without
Okay.
the mask is Sub-Zero's brother. So in the
Okay.
game,
Yeah.
Scorpion does kill Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero dies.
Okay.
And then his brother comes back, and he is from the same tribe. He also has those powers.
The Lin Kuei.
The Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
And he takes up the mantle of Sub-Zero.
Okay.
Sub-Zero later goes on to be Noob Saibot.
Right.
So right now we just saw some of that go down. I'm thinking because of the way that it went down, we probably will see some of that I just explained happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without jumping to the end of the movie already. But I mean, there was.
Okay, so Sonya and Kano dynamic, hilarious.
Oh, Kano's perfect.
Yeah,
You
he was
have
a
to
great
have that
Kano. Yeah.
He is a perfect Kano. I mean, he's sarcastic. He's talking shit. He can
Yep.
give a fuck about everybody else. And it's cool that he doesn't have his powers. Now, in the game, everybody has their powers.
Yes.
So this
was huge for me.
There was no understanding of the manifestation of them getting their powers. And in this movie, they explain of how they have to have their powers.
Yeah. And how they
get
manifest them.
How they
Yeah.
manifest them.
Yeah.
And they have to manifest them to participate in this thing. And that
Exactly.
the tattoo is part of the signaling. If you do not have that, you cannot participate.
Right.
So we definitely get that Sonya Blade
Yeah,
where
she's kind of ousted from the
she's
tournament.
ousted
yeah.
from the tournament. She's just a human. Yeah, you can know all the information and you can be as involved as you want to, but you're not a part of this. But
Right.
like, we'll let you like be an onlooker for the moment.
For sure.
But then it gave us so many more characters than I expected.
Yeah, I did not.
I expected them to do kind of like the main characters, the stuff from like Mortal Kombat 1, those main movies. But oh man,
But we got Cabal, like
we got Cabal off top. And
off top. I did
expect
not
that.
expect that one,
I
dude.
did
When I
not
seen that, I was like, dude, Cabal, bro.
They
He's
were
one
like
of my favorite Mortal Kombat 3
Dude,
characters,
and
I
they
think.
gave him the voice that they gave him, and he's kind of a sarcastic dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I know a guy who's kind of a dick like me.
Yeah.
You'll love him. Kano. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
Yeah.
They had a moment where Sub-Zero had like a smoke looking thing going on, and I was like, hold on, is that smoke? And then
That's
I was
what
like,
I said when he first walks
when he
up
first
and he's
walks
kind
up,
of like in that dark suit.
and
Yeah.
he's coming through like the shadow thing.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. We got the birth of Jax.
The
you know
birth
what I
of
mean?
Jax, dude. That was
And
amazing.
Badass. He's being like a hero. Like, dude, I'll fucking take care of this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Goes in and he's like, I liked it. He was like, oh, you want to play disappearing tricks or whatever he
Yeah,
says.
yeah.
And he like walks in there. And, you know, I mean, you see it in the trailers. You know what I mean? They give that part away. But just the scene him freeze his arms, dude, and then just
That was
fucking.
great. It was funny with his little weak ass like mechanical
Yeah.
arms. I was like, don't tell me they give him these
Oh,
weak ass
these
little
little-
mechanical
these little
arms.
baby
Look at
arms.
strong hand, my
Yeah.
strong hand.
He looked like Deadpool when he was trying to grow back his limbs
Yeah.
and shit. They gave him like
And
it's
then-
kind of funny because like he does have to find his strength his power that is his strength has to activate, or they were just mechanical arms, which like was cool, but like it didn't do as much. Kung Lao, you know what I mean? It's funny that you know Kano's talking shit to him about like you just got beat by a dude with you got beat by a hat. You know what I mean? It was kind of funny. My favorite character has always been Raiden. So like every Raiden scene I was stoked, but like the lightning in, the lightning out.
I'm gonna have to say Mortal Kombat 1 Raiden was still better.
See, nah, dude.
I liked him way better.
I'm Mortal Kombat 2 Raiden.
Yeah.
That was my rating, bro. Mortal Kombat 2 rating is my rating, bro.
I'm still not a fan of Annihilation.
Dude, nobody is. I love Annihilation. It's my favorite. It's my favorite because it's the one for us deep Mortal Kombat nerds. It expanded on the lore. So I got to see more of the characters, even though it was cheesy.
Wasn't Rain in?
Yeah, and Ermac.
And Ermac,
yeah, dude. They had a bunch of them in too.
Yeah.
They had that one. They had what was his name? Nighthawk, or the other dude. He was the native dude. He was in there for like a scene. I wanted to see if they were going to bring in Stryker, who was the other like street level guy. But he did say, you know, hey, we got to get some guys. We need to get some people together. And he's like, who's the next one? And then he's like, well, we got to go to Hollywood. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yes, dude. I was stoked. I was like yelling on my couch, like, like everyone's all asleep in the house. I'm looking like screaming like a little girl in the front room.
I was stoked, dude, because I'm like, fuck.
Oh, because we've been talking about this too. Like,
it was like,
no Johnny Cage. What the fuck?
Yeah, yes.
Dude. Hey, favorite fatality in the movie?
Oh, man. Favorite fatality. See, that's a hard one, man, because in the beginning, I missed a couple of them because I was doing stuff at the same time. Trying to multitask. So Jack's busting, you know, his fatality, that was pretty badass. And he kind of was like, these motherfuckers are badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I was hoping he was going to knock that fool into the pit, but it didn't happen.
Into the spikes because it was there.
Yeah, you
like,
could see the spikes as it panned out.
It's a setup, dude. Knock them in there. But the Liu Kang dragon was pretty fucking badass.
Pretty fucking
dude.
dope.
That was pretty fucking badass. I gotta say.
Even Kung Lao getting sliced up by his own hat was pretty
badass because it's a dope hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like seeing the fire.
Yeah.
I gotta say, as a kid, he's one of my favorite characters, but not my favorite. So he's like on the least of my favorite characters with Scorpion. Like I liked him, but I didn't like him as much as the other characters.
Right.
Some of the other my favorite characters. This movie made me like him a lot more because I love that actor ever since he did. He did The Last Samurai.
The Last Samurai,
Dude, he was such a badass in that movie. He's such a badass Japanese actor, and he's in Marvel movies. He's in a bunch of shit. Like he's a badass actor, and man, to have him as Scorpion. And to like have him like get over here.
Oh, dude! In the beginning, when he pulled that fool towards him and hit him with his forearm, I thought that was so dope. Like that whole fight scene.
That
was
whole
sick,
fight scene was like, this is where he knows. Like this is the basis of how he knows how to use his shit.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, when he was eating those fools up, even when they tried to surround him, he was just like.
Not having it.
He was like, all right, dog, if this is what you really want to do, and then just slice through them, bro.
You don't fuck with a man who just lost his family.
Yeah, dude. Sub-Zero only had the upper hand because he had the powers at the moment.
Yeah.
And Scorpion wasn't undead. He has to die to become who he is.
Yeah.
But like, oh, man, when he comes back and he's like, I am now Scorpion.
Yeah.
And the way he says it, dude, and then his fatality, pretty badass. But when the main character gets his powers...
Yeah.
I was pretty stoked.
I was cool. I liked it. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty dope.
I was pretty happy.
He like absorbed the hits and stuff.
He's got like a Black Panther kind of like kinetic punch. Like as you hit him, he can absorb it and throw it back at you.
And I think that was my favorite fatality was when he just completely fucked Goro up.
Dude,
like just sliced his shit.
Goro was so fucking dope.
He was dope.
I'm sad that they killed him. I mean, they can always bring more of his kind. They're a race of people.
Yeah.
But like, man. Dude, that scene, he's just ripping through that.
Isn't there
cabin.
like a female Goro,
there
like
is.
Shiva or something like that?
It's not. Is it Sindel? No.
Sindel, something like that. I forgot.
Where there is. She's and it's Kintaro too.
Yeah.
Which is like the tiger stripe, like the giant version of him.
Yeah, but isn't there like a Minotaur type person too?
Also him.
Yeah, I forgot about all these characters.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of those characters.
What I liked about the Goro is I feel like they actually stylized him off of the first one. Like, so there was some similarities of it. Yeah.
Then like it was dope.
Animatomically, he was put together better.
He was put together way better.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, because the CGI is better. He's moved better. The whole thing was like bashing through that like cabin. He's punching through walls.
Yeah.
But he's not just punching through them like a monster. He's punching through them like a fighter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like good punches through the wall. But then they make his roar or his yell like a monster. You know what I mean? It sounds like a Godzilla or something like a
beast,
Tyrannosaurus, like a beast. You know what I mean? Which was fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
Because they are like a dragon species kind of monster. They actually are. Yeah. They're like a scaled forearm. They like came from dragons. So like, oh man, he's got that fucking yell. And the way the dude kills him is pretty fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
It is pretty fucking badass.
It was gory and it was
but there was a point
he just falls off a cliff in the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like this one we got to see
he got hit in the nuts, he fell off a cliff, and that was it.
And there wasn't even an ode to the nut shots in the beginning. Remember when that fool kicks and then he uppercuts him right in the nuts? It wasn't, it was Scorpion,
but it was there.
It was kind of an homage to it.
Oh,
you know?
Dude, there was so many. They had this song.
There were so many subtle things in it.
So many like little subtle things that were an homage to the first movie or the games or things that we all kind of knew. Definitely that scene where where fucking Sub-Zero hits the blood out of fucking Scorpion, turns it into a knife.
Yeah.
Like that shit was badass.
Or when he forms that knife over his shit.
Yeah, and he's just holding it, and he
jacks
just
great.
Dude,
I got to watch it again tonight. I'm gonna watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it again too because it was just such a good ass movie. But like when the dude kills Goro right before that, it's kind of awesome because. Excuse me. It's kind of awesome because he does this because he's an MMA fighter. He's kind of boxing with Goro for a minute, and he's boxing with all four arms. So it's kind of like this Rocky moment where he could box with all four arms and still get the best of Goro. You know what I mean? Like he's leveling up in that moment.
Yep.
And that's when he's taking those punches and his like suit's getting like more over him. Like he's starting to level up. Excuse me. But it was an incredible like moment there. You know what I mean? I was like, that's dope as fuck, man.
Hell yeah.
Goro was good. I was kind of sad they killed him off. I'm definitely for the like not killing off too many of your characters because we want to see them again type thing.
Yeah.
But like Kano's eye laser when they had to like piss him off to get him.
Oh my god, that was one of the funniest fucking scenes in the whole movie is when he just loses it and then his laser goes off. I was dying, bro.
Dude, because they're just talking. They were squaring him, bro. Like one after, and he's like, "Dude, you should be bowed down to this fool."
But yeah,
he's about to save your shit. Like
Kung Lao fucking brought it out of him.
He squared that fool, and then boom, he brought it out of him. And then Sonya, dude, when her powers hit and she's got those fucking like armband, like she starts to use her powers, I was like, that's fucking dope.
Hell yeah,
like
dope.
the pink magenta shit that they like made her colors, and they used that kind of like a blue in it too, almost like cotton candy colors. Dude, it fucking that shit rocked. For anybody who loves it, it's good.
I would have liked to have seen. I believe it was Kitana. Was that Kitana or was that somebody else?
That's not Kitana.
Yeah, it's not Kitana.
That was Melina.
Melina. There we go.
Yeah, that was Melina.
I would have liked to see more of her.
I would have liked to see more of Melina too because her character design was badass. Like the giant rips in her face, and like good to the game. She did that thing where she could pop. She popped, disappeared in front of you, popped up behind you. Disappeared in front of you, popped up behind you. She did that thing where she was kind of doing that back and forth. So I loved her character design. But there's definitely more of her type. So that's only Kitana or Melina. Then we have Kitana. Sindel, somebody else, because Melina was only the yellow one. There was still a blue one, a pink one, a purple one. Just like all the other like ninjas from the other like Lin Kuei type tribes. We still have to see Rain, Ermac, Smoke. We got Reptile.
Dude, I
Reptile.
completely forgot about Reptile.
We got Reptile. This Reptile was a full. And it's kind of
fucking Komodo dragon,
Komodo dragon, like reptile, alien, like.
And his fucking venom that was just melting through.
That shit was so badass. And it's kind of cool because Shang Tsung refers to them kind of like a race of people. Like bring in I forgot what he calls them. Like he bring in the chameleon motherfuckers. You know what I mean? He had called them like a race of people.
I forget what
it was. So
like
it's kind of, they're setting up a lot of world building. And I think they're going to do a trilogy. Because the next movie has to be the actual tournament or building up the people to begin the tournament and then cliffhanger in the second half of the movie, whatever, the second movie or third.
Yeah, because they didn't even bring on What's the
So
main dude with like the skull head?
Oh, that's Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
So
Something
he
like that,
comes
yeah.
in after Shang Tsung dies.
Right.
Shang Tsung dies, so we gotta have Shang Tsung die, and then
I like the
Shao
dynamic
Kahn
between
comes
Shang
in.
Tsung and Raiden, like
Oh,
because
dude.
Raiden had the light eyes, and then
Yep.
Shang Tsung's eyes were like really dark.
And
so
they
it
kind
was
of put
like-
they put a thing in his voice where it sounded like otherworldly. It sounded
Yes.
like it was fractured.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, oh man, that shit was good. And there's so many characters because we still haven't seen any Cyrax or Sector. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a fuck ton of extra new characters.
Night Wolf.
Yeah, Nightwolf. See, that's the one I was
dude.
talking about. I love that dude. In the game, I used to love being that character.
too.
You know what I mean? He was like a dope ass because I was like, I'm from Arizona.
That
I'm
lighted
like,
fucking
yeah,
the
I'm like,
lighted arrow, bone
yeah, I'm
arrow.
like, I'm from Arizona. I
Yeah.
know a bunch of these guys. This is
Ethereal
my
arrow.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, these guys are my friends. I
Yeah.
know, I want to be this guy. You know, like all innocent. Like, these guys are.
He looked like the dude
He
that
look-
sold me 20 sacks.
You're like, oh, he looks like my buddy. I'm gonna be him, dude. Oh man, like that game had such an impact, and that movie was so good.
Baraka.
Baraka.
Imagine a Baraka. Dude.
Baraka, and such a new design.
He's got to be like a Molina race, right?
Yeah, he's got to be something like, and even worse though,
Yeah.
because like his arms are gonna be like fucking super jagged, and the teeth are gonna be, yeah, dude. And when he does that fucking sword shit up and down, where he's like filleting you, man, like there's got to be some good character design in the next part of the story, and I'm curious to what they do. Like, I'm curious do they go into because he said we got to get more people for the tournament. So does it go in? Is it another movie of them gathering people for the tournament, and the last movie is the tournament, or do they do the tournament and then the fallout from the tournament where it starts to bring in Shao Kahn and all the other bigger people?
They say it specifically in the movie too. If Outworld wins one more,
Outworld gets to take over.
They take over everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
like
they
we
have to
have to. Yeah.
And what happens is we have to win this one, and then Shao Kahn gets mad, and then he basically decides, like, well, I'm going to invade anyway, even though, like, they won. I'm still going to try to invade. And then that's where, like, shit gets nutty because Outworld starts to blend with our world, and that's where, like, the movie you don't like kind of did.
The Annihilation.
Yeah,
you
that
know
was
what?
the
I'm gonna go
Annihilation.
back and watch it again just because it's been years and years.
It's corny as fuck.
But yeah,
It's corny as
I
shit.
think that's the only thing as a kid you see like how the first one was made compared to the second one.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
just
it
like
was-
subpar as far as like
It was
quality.
not as good. People hate it.
Yeah.
People hate it, but if you're a Mortal Kombat nerd,
Yeah.
you love it.
Backstories. Yeah.
Well, it's just like somebody said this on a breakdown that I watched. Like, it's if you're a Mortal Kombat nerd, it's part of the repertoire. You got to watch it.
Yeah, you just
it's
have
just
to.
one of those
Yeah.
things that you got to watch.
Yeah.
So, man, we've done a good amount of time. If you guys love that one, you got to check it out. It's on HBO or go to the movies. It's a good one. Trust me. Just don't bring your kids. It's not a family-friendly movie unless you know that your kids can watch really gory shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of blood and a lot of people die very quickly.
My 9 and 12-year-old will be enjoying it. They're probably enjoying it right meow.
Probably right meow.
Yeah.
And I was 9 and 12 when I watched it as well. So,
Oh yeah.
well, this has been another one here on the Realness Radio podcast. I think we've done a good job here.
Finish him.
If you guys like the show and you want to continue, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. And let us know what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
You know?
give us some more ideas. We're always cooking some stuff up.
You know we love the movies. You know we love, Avatar. I can't wait till we can talk about Avatar.
That's gonna be a
fun
thing.
one.
That's gonna be a thing. Hopefully, we've got some stuff coming this year, so we'll be talking about some fun subjects. So, tune in, like, comment, subscribe, and check us out on the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.